yours? Why are you hiding yours? Oh my God, that's why you're hiding yours. What is that, dude? Goal! That was close, Nat.
Okay, Jenkins, we got the really hard part. There's actually only 3 prizes. Oh, you couldn't join me here.
Coming over here.
All right. Well, there's only 3 prizes, so we're going to have to narrow all of these contestants down to only 3. So we're going to quickly go through, guys. You're going to have to cheer. Do we like? Well. This one? Are you winning? Okay. Definitely a winner here. We got the Dro Ranger. Anyone? A couple of people out there. Wifey loves applause. The Russian smiley guys. 33 solo carry. Fortnite man supremacy. That was a lot of booze. I'm sorry, buddy. I didn't think you could come last place, but you definitely came last place. Let's go, Tundra.
Not bad.
It's more about the other ones. Middle feed. Going all the way back down to Witch Doctor Carryman. The fitness influencers between B Cup and... Yep, love it. I Heart Fishman. Virtus Pro. Wow. And then we got the Zai come back. That one's a, sorry, I had to just one on that one. Oh, yeah. Zai's not coming back on that one. All right, guys, I feel like we got our top 3. Jenkins.
Am I picking? Don't make me pick.
No, we did it with the crowd.
Oh, I'm getting the prizes. Okay, here.
Yeah.
All right.
Jenkins is our lovely prize maiden.
So what we're gonna do is you get to pick your prize, but we need to first.
Yeah, I feel like that was the biggest cheer.
One more time for Saksa, Macedonia. Russian smiley guy. You don't think it was VP?
Okay, guys, is it VP? Or is it Witch Doctor? Carrie. Okay, I feel like it's VP.
Okay, I think the Russian smiley guy is number 1.
Yeah.
Okay, what do you want? A mouse, a keyboard, or a mouse pad?
Maybe a mouse.
Take the mouse, congratulations.
All right.
What would you like? The keyboard? Can you grab that? Thank you. And then congratulations. I don't remember who the last guy was. Oh, the VP guy.
Dude.
Congratulations. Thank you so much, guys.
Hope you enjoyed it. You guys can go ahead and make some more posters. But for now, the grand finals, it's still going on. The result has not yet been decided. So we've got game number 2 in the cards.
That's right, we got game number 2 of the grand finals. Game 1 going the way of Tundra Esports. A little shimmy there.
Very exciting.
I saw that.
So exciting.
You know,
I think I had my favorite there. I don't know.
What was your favorite sign? What was your favorite poster, Lizard?
I don't know. I think I really like that one, the Draw Ranger.
Can you tell me which way the bathroom is?
I think it might be over there.
All right, we're going to go right into the draft for game number 2. No waiting. Let's get it underway with game 2 between Tundra and Falcons.
The grand final. Team Falcons versus Tundra Esports. Game 2.
So right back into it we go. The muscles are away for now from Lizard, but the draft is on your screen, and it is a first pick Bristle with a Razor first ban coming out from Tundra. I mean, this is a lot of offlaners banned from Falcons as well. What are you seeing right now, Lizard?
Gotta hide the muscles and bring the brains back in. So, Milan?
Okay.
Do you think it's like do you think it's straight up 3-3 Bristol, or there's a flex potential to it?
I didn't like what I saw on that Bristle as the carry today, but maybe there's some flex. But it could be just straight up, because Beastmaster banned out, Visage banned out. Just to open up with the offlaner, that's worked for them recently, right?
Yeah, every game they did that almost was a victory, and I think they're not gonna fix something that's not broken. And Shadow Demon is gonna be respawned. Shadow Demon flex support, he can go both roles. He builds into this Agonist ever later down the line. Definitely a good hero.
100%. I mean, there's a reason why he was almost always contested. But for me, Bristleback, Visage and Beastmaster on 33 are triple S tier. They're just like top tier. Bristleback is still very strong and he plays the hero amazingly well. But I feel like you don't have as much, how to put it, like you can't outplay the enemy team with so many tricks like you can with the Beastmaster and with the Visage. Like your farming patterns as well are a bit restricted, and the way you play the game is more narrow, let's put it that way.
I agree for sure, but on the other hand, it's a little bit more meta, I would say, than these two heroes, so it's gonna balance out in the end picture. It's like he gets to protect it with the Timber and Primal Band. One has a lot of damage, other one has another break, and we'll see what Skitter is gonna bring to it. I'm mostly curious, like, what is the Skitter hero? Is he willing to go back to something that we haven't seen this tournament much, like Sven that people used to pick against Brit?
If you're Team Falcons, are you going back to your casual tri-core in which you have some Nature Prophet? Razor is not available, of course, and actually usually when they have this tri-core, Razor and Bristleback are a big part of it, right? Like Bristle played on the offlane maybe, or safe lane, and Razor played anywhere, basically. I only have one question. Like, in the last grand finals they played, one hero got kinda exposed on their side, and that's the Nature's Prophet, and they literally didn't play it since. Like, what happened? That hero was all the rage in Wallachia. It didn't get nerfed.
They like the comfort, and like they did somewhat well with Storm Spirit in this tournament also, but they just prefer more comfortable heroes. Chen is gonna be banned. This is a hero that we haven't still seen in this finals. That was banned last phase, previous game, and the Mars against the Bristol with the Shadow Demon. Definitely a classic.
Already a good answer, right, to the Bristleback. Like, you get that spear, you have the Shadow Demon as well to deal with the Bristle, so he can't really just freely run around in the fights.
Would you even go as far as to do Shadow Demon Muerta as your support duo?
I'd like to... Muerta is fine. I'd like to maybe even see... I'm not sure if they want to go Pango here, but it's also a hero that kind of fell out of favor, and they're going with the Clock first. And maybe Medusa is an option for them. It's definitely not banned. It's one of those...
Nightfall specials, yeah.
High tier position 1.
We'll see another support here from Tundra probably, and one hero that Falcons sometimes play once in this tournament, I think, it's the Monkey King. It's like a flex between mid and carry.
Yep.
It's good against Bristol, and you get the option to choose your last pick easier.
Yeah, they're really not the Morphling team, are they? Like, that's one thing that...
that's like one team that doesn't play Morphling.
If you're Tundra and you pick up this Bristol, that's one extra ban that you have, because you know you don't have to ban out the Morphling, so you can maybe ban out some other hero with the break, and they already banned out the Timber, which is nice, and of course the Primal Beast.
Is it just Muerta? I feel like...
Probably the easiest one to go for, right?
No, it's gonna be Lion.
This hero has done quite a bit in the games that it's been a part of. There's just, when you have that beginning parts of your fights being Hex into an Earth Spike, it's so much control for whatever's next. And you could start it off right now with a hook shot. It feels quite nice to have both these supports.
Ever since the beginning of playoffs, when Whiteman in that post-match interview asked for Lion to be more in the meta, the teams just started picking up this hero, and he's doing so well.
Everyone likes Whitemon. If he has a wish, we as a community will come together, all the teams, and make it come true, and he does get the Lion more often now. He doesn't get to play it way too often though, but Lion definitely is in the meta. This most likely is the Clock, right, by Whitemon, and the position 4 Lion on the other side.
Do you prefer Shadow Demon 5 or 4?
I like him 5 more, actually. I like the position 5 Shadow Demon, personally at least, and in the games that I watched, but sometimes it does work very nicely in the position 4 as well.
Wonder if you go back something like Phoenix again. Shadow Fiend?
And this is one of those heroes that can break through Bristleback, especially when you get that Silver Edge. He basically dies in a couple of hits, especially if you have some extra minus armor on your side. I wouldn't mind the Phoenix, by the way, that you called for.
Ogre.
I'm telling you, dude, this hero is not explored enough. He's actually legit. People just aren't playing him enough.
What makes him so legit?
Like, the learning curve...
2 heads.
2 heads, of course, stronger than 1. And learning curve, even though it sounds kind of bad on paper, the moment you hit that level 2, it's pretty damn good. And you don't have too many of these melee brawlers. However, I have to say that I'm surprised they went for Ogre over Tusk, because Tusk kind of feels like a stronger of the two.
Yeah, Tusk, Marcy, Omni, all of these
Omni
heroes
as well, yeah,
were more
definitely.
popular. But, you know, Snaking, a captain, he wants to play Ogre. Let him play Ogre.
They go Earth Spirit this time for Tundra. So they're going to switch it up from the Ember and then go to the Earth this game for them.
They ban out the Monkey King.
Insta monkey ban. I mean, I like how they took a note from Falcons last game. The Earth Spirit versus the Shadow Demon versus the save supports. I mean, it didn't, in the end, it didn't bring them the victory, but it's good throughout the tournament. And Lorenov, one game against, was it against Gaming or Falcons? He played Earth Spirit and he absolutely dominated the game.
He had some pop-off moments, definitely. No Ember this time around, but the Earth Spirit is definitely better of the two versus the Shadow Demon, right? Like you'd rather play the Earth Spirit. Still the Morphling ban, by the way, from Falcons, respecting the Nightfall Morphling. And what's next? Maybe still the Medusa, right?
10 seconds remaining.
Maybe the Gyro. Some of the classics. I mean, Morphling, you have to kind of respect it. Last season, when Falcons and Bad Moon would face, sometimes Falcons would even first face by Morphling. Because Nightfall is just hard to lane against when he's on this hero.
I wish this meta had an option to pick up the Ursa. One of those heroes that doesn't care about Requiem, gets on top of SF.
They did play the only Ursa of the tournament against Bad Moon.
Could come out. I mean, it was banned in the last series. There was that thought.
Yeah, I just don't feel the hero is that good. Like, in general, if you fall off, you fall off. Like, there is no coming back.
But you got a BO5. Like, you can give up a game. Not that you're looking to play to lose, but you do have that, you're up 1-0 in a BO5. Like, it's not that
You can experiment a little bit, sure, but it all comes down to what they feel comfortable on and if they think the hero is strong enough to be picked up.
Another Tundra. Another Tundra poster. Another Zai comeback poster.
Medusa is left in the pool.
Huskar, that final ban.
I still think that's probably the easiest out of all the picks, right? And they go for it.
Well,
Nightfall Medusa.
Yeah, I mean, there was someone who had a sign. Can we find that person on camera again? Nightfall, please pick Medusa. They got their wish pretty quickly.
I think I heard them.
They probably saw the poster, yeah, and they're
like, this guy's
guy?
15,000, 16,000 MMR. You're gonna follow that person's sign.
You have to find inspiration everywhere in life. Sometimes it's the crowd posters, so makes sense.
So what do we have for
Anti-Mage.
for the mid? Anti-Mage? Just put the Mars
mid, Anti-Mage offlane, let's go.
That'll be Pog.
Mars
I
mid
think
is,
they might have heard it. He's like,
yeah, boy. I mean, sure, why not? Or ATF Slark even. I'm down. I'm down to see some craziness, but instead the Pangolier.
it's the classic.
Now select your heroes.
You get me excited with these anti-mage and these Slarks on the draft, and then I get Pangolier.
You see the Mars, it's of course going to be played by ATF, one of, if not the best hero for him. The Pangolier as well, I feel like it might have fallen out of favor a little bit, but in this game you kind of see the clear purpose, and you are buying the Diffusal Blade most likely very early on. It works nicely against the Bristleback and the Medusa. I can see it. The only question is, what do you guys think? My question for you is this Pango strong enough? As a hero, I mean.
I mean, maybe not, but it's his signature hero. It's his low 30 hero, so, you know, we come back to the meta point where he picks up heroes that are not as strong in meta, but he makes them strong by his gameplay. I think Marlene can do the same.
So who are you predicting, Milan?
Yeah, I'll go with Falcons.
Gonna go with Falcons, Lizard?
I'm gonna go with the guy's poster, Nightfall Medusa. Tundra.
You're trying to really please the crowd, aren't you? I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to go with that person's poster, go with Tundra, and it looks like, I guess, Milan, you're also going for Tundra.
It's okay.
Did we Caster's Curse if we're all three Tundra? That wasn't a thing. We tried to do it.
He didn't go Tundra. He actually went Falcons.
Yeah,
so
but, well, production says otherwise.
they chose for him. What can you do?
We're going to try and get maybe 4 games max if we can. But we do have an interview before we get into game number 2. We're going to send it over the stage and hear their thoughts.
That's right. I'm here with Coach Moon. Game 1. Pretty close. Did that go as planned?
Yeah, I felt like Amar buys really shit items on Doom, so giving him.
You don't believe in the Sanj and Yasha?
No, I think it's super dog shit.
But he can sell them and then buy new ones.
You still lose gold doing it.
Okay, fair enough. Medusa last pick. They got the Pango. You're not worried about the counter at all? You think it's a good Medusa game still?
I mean, it is Maureen Pango, but I really felt like yesterday Maureen just really cheesed us through the mid lane. Today he's picking Pango and Earth Spirit, so it's even matchup, and he's not really going to dominate mid lane, so that's a win already in my book.
And you got the Earth Spirit. Did they inspire you to pick this hero?
No. Actually, Heroic was the one who inspired us.
I think they inspired a lot of people. Anyway, good luck in the game, my friend. We'll get into the game.
We will definitely get into game number 2 and be ready here as Tundra Esports have a 1-0 lead over Falcons. We'll get into number 2 and see if they can get themselves a 2-game edge.
Yeah, we'll see. Moon Meander, he just said Heroic, they did inspire them, and they did also take the grand finals versus Falcons earlier, so maybe something that Tundra are looking to recreate. By the way, is it? Of course it is. Wait, where's the Thunderbolt? Yeah, of course. Like the Thunderbolt facet, something that people have started picking up all the time on the Pangolier. Unless there's some like some story Bloodseeker against him, this is the facet to go for.
Thunderbolt, very, very nice to use. You've got that extra turn radius. You've got the faster speeds. It makes it so you can really get on top of these heroes quite easily with throwing Thunder. See how these bounty runes kind of settle out. Nightfall. He's looking like he's going to pick up this first one. No, backs off of it as Crit comes forward with Amar at his side. Meanwhile, it'll be at least 1 for Tundra. And make it a 2nd. So 2 for 2. Some tangos fly out of the couriers, and we're ready and off to the races.
Yeah, 2 for 2. Skitter and Ogre TPing down bottom. They don't want to run through the forest. You never know who's waiting. Like that last game, Whitemon was waiting for them this time around. They just instantly TP. No need to lose some HP in bad skirmishes. We'll see how well Sneaking and SF do there on the bot lane, because I feel like it's a very volatile lane on both sides, a lot of kill potential. It's not like some Omni SF, this is Ogre SF. These two, they can dish out some serious damage.
Warnoff, meanwhile, mid on this Earth Spirit. He's been getting a good amount of wins under his belt today. He's got 3 of them with a Spirit. And I'm ready to see what he can do here up against the Pangolier.
Yeah, we'll see. It's a really good matchup for him. Like, overall good. I think Earth Spirit is in a decent spot in the meta. That's why we're seeing so much of him.
He puts out a lot of damage. It's very difficult to deal with him.
Yeah, it's just that Magnetize later on is a bit silly. But it's not only, of course, the Magnetize, it's a lot of other things. The silences, the stuns, the range and the control that he brings to the table. Nice little disruption, by the way. Cog, he uses cogs, and he probably went for some, you know, hit you with the cogs, get your mana. But the disruption prevents that from happening, and he gets a couple of last hits on the cogs because of the illusions.
It's like game number 1, gonna stay a little bit quiet. That being said, those cogs hit on a crit. Whitemon gonna be in their face, and we've said this a couple times. If you see a Clockwork get first blood, it makes things a lot more difficult. Usually they'll get boots and run at you. Trying to do the same without the boots for right now, but does have that Windlace on Shadow Demon, so he's not easy to catch.
33 is basically playing behind the tower. You know why? Because Lion, he half pulled, but he didn't half pull like you usually see some support pull on a creep camp. He half pulled on his own creep wave behind the tier 1 tower. So half of the wave got denied.
Amar eating some damage from the battery assault, but they'll start to throw the damage right on back to Whitemon. Gotta be careful if you're Amar, just in case cogs go around once again and maybe the Medusa gets first blood. But Nightfall just sitting here. He's on this Medusa that the crowd asked for, and well, now he's going to try and win the game with it and prove them right.
Yeah, we'll see how much he can do on one of his best heroes. And on that top lane as well, you're not only fighting the Clockwork. Keep in mind that Medusa brings some control too. Let's see who gets the Lotus.
Top and bottom looks like it'll be Shadow Fiend for one, Whitemon for the other.
Why did they just give it up?
I'm not sure.
Like, you have disruption to play into clock. Like, you could disrupt into steal the Lotus, but okay, they just gave it up.
They just chose to give it away. Snake King now at that level 2 with the learning curve. That's a level 2 ignite. That health throw. He's also most likely got that stun. And 33 just dealing with the creep wave here, but Snake King under the tower, not afraid to be here. He's also got Skitter nearby. You need to be careful about your positioning if you do get stunned and raised up. See the damage even on the 33 on this Bristleback for the moment, as there's the ignite once again.
He's taking so much
he
damage.
Is sitting quite low.
Yeah, gotta be careful. We've seen how much this Ogre can do if you let him. And because of all of these spells being cast by Tundra, he's getting a lot of magic wand charges, and he will always have mana to use the ignite.
Boulder Smash hitting on a Malorine. Top lane though, Spear hits the Medusa to the Cog. Gorgon's Grasp, they've got the lockdown onto Amar for a second, but won't be able to get that kill either. So it's damage going each way, but just nobody dying in these first 4 minutes.
Yeah, I feel like this top lane is a bit more, how to call it, methodical. Like, it all depends on what your positioning is, and if there are multiple ways on both sides to save your teammates. It's like classical music, that top lane. And the bottom lane is more like rock and roll. They're just going at it.
Wouldn't mid lane be more rock and roll?
I mean, technically, yeah, sure.
Crit, low, gone. Whitemon getting first blood. Tundra, they get first blood this game, and it's that Clockwork that grabs it. They finally catch Crit out of position.
Yeah, he went a little bit out of position. And it's so easy to get there because of the Medusa, right? Like, she brings that control that sometimes you don't expect Clock gets on top of you. By the way, level 2 cogs on the Clockwork on level 3. This is kind of nice with the expanded armature because you deal more damage, take more mana. It isn't really that bad. Usually you expect the level 2 battery assault though. But it kind of comes down to the player preference.
Using these cogs, if they can find a bar into the trees and behind them, they go after Nightfall for a second, but there's the cogs. And gonna hit another one, and the damage onto Amar. They've got the disruption though, Nightfall in some trouble, but here comes Saksa. The blood grenade with the Hex, they'll get the kill. The Earth Spike now onto the Shadow Demon. They've got the battery assault to get in front of Crit. If you could just step in front of him and he'd have these body blocks. Meanwhile, mid, Lornoff is dead. They have the rotation from the Ogre Magi, and that will be a kill for Falcons to get them on the board.
Yeah, because they all rotated top with the supports, right? Like, Clockwork didn't really have the resources. Lion as well, very well read by the Ogre to go mid, secure the rune, and also get that pick on the Earth Spirit.
Lornoff not farming well against this Pangolier. Look at the difference in net worth.
It's massive.
It really is insane.
Actually, this is insane. Like, I thought that the Earth Spirit matchup here is a little bit better for him, but obviously, and definitely not the case. Moonmeander baited me into that, you know? He was like, yeah, this is solid.
It might be solid a little bit later on, but not for that matchup in lane. Meanwhile, look at where 33 is. This is the Radiant corner of the map.
Yeah, this is the 33 playing off lane. And he might die here, but he probably will.
Into the tree, shield crash, 33. He's dead to Snake King.
He finished off the waves, right?
And disruption. This will be a Wisdom Rune for Saksa, and Crit picks up the other one.
Even though it looks kind of silly from 33 to die where he died, that's not a corner where you want to be as a Radiant hero at this point. And you have to run all the way back. You do get the kill, of course, and it definitely is worth it. You have to make that play. But 33 is... He definitely expected to be killed there.
He's forming the creep wave. It's pretty obvious they know where you're at.
Yep.
They still want to go for 33. They've got the Ignite. They also need to be careful for this Lion that's coming over to the side.
Maureen
But
is
Maureen
here.
is here. Swashbuckle, Requiem, Rolling Thunder. They put it together. They get the kill on a 33. And that is another death on that Bristleback. They slow him down. Meanwhile, Whitemon caught. Battery Assault has the cogs trying to get around him. Rocket Flare, not going to be enough, but here comes the roll. The Gorgon's Grasp is off the mark. And Amar just TP's out.
All the control that they had is out, and the only thing that they do get is the Shadow Demon. So overall, the lanes are turning out to be
Dire's
very
middle
fine
tower
for the
is
side
under
of
attack.
Falcons. They're even invading these stacks. Man, they're making this Bristleback kind of miserable. Like, he's the one on the bottom of the network charts now, and as a Bristleback, you truly need those stacks to come back into the game.
Question is, will you get them? Disruption, but Oranoff able to get away and actually roll in to Snake King. This is a tanky Ogre, but not tanky enough. Oranoff getting back on the board with that one and evening the game at 4.
Yeah, 33 moved in, at least to get a little bit of that experience, because 9 minutes in, this Bristleback is still level 5.
He desperately needs 6.
Basically almost the same level as the Shadow Demon. He needs some more farm, needs some
Radiant
Ancients.
are scanning.
He will get them eventually, but this bottom lane, the Ogre Magi showing his true strength.
Dire
One
are
of the
scanning.
better bully heroes in the lane.
See how they kind of progress, but what items do they need on the side of Tundra to kind of bring this back? Or what do they need the next 5 minutes to look like?
They just need to follow the Earth Spirit around, because he's the one that can make these plays.
Well, remember
Dire
to follow
are scanning.
Fissure on Twitch. Press that follow button in the bottom right-hand corner of your screen, and you will be here for exclusive content and the rest of this grand finals.
Maureen,
Radiant's bottom tower
very
is
rich.
under
That's
attack.
5k net worth 10 minutes in. He's got the Diffusal basically completed. It's flying out to him. And this Diffusal is strong against the Medusa. It's strong against the Brisk. I mean, it's good against every single hero on the enemy side, of course.
Skitter moving up. He's just continuing to farm. He's second on the net worth. Pangolier at the top by quite a bit. Diffusal soon from Maureen. Diffusal now delivered. And this is when you can really start to bully the Medusa if they're not tucked away and having a little bit of help on their side of the map.
Yeah, straight towards the Nightfall Medusa.
They're gonna search. They've got the smoke.
Saw this,
Smoke
right?
breaks, and Nightfall inhibited with that Diffusal. Has the root, but the damage to the mana pool is there, and Nightfall speared and gone.
He was trying to get denied. You know, back in some different time and day, the Satire would Hadouken him, but
Dire's
it
bottom tower
isn't the
is
case
under
any
attack.
longer.
Unfortunately.
Yeah, Tundra, they're not really finding any real plays on the map at the moment, because they're in full recovery. The mid lane didn't go great, and bottom lane definitely didn't, so 33, he needs to find some farm. It's what we talked about. They aren't really straying away from their classic playstyle, but with Beastmaster, you can farm the wave without showing yourself. You can farm the Ancients without actually getting hurt. You can do so many little small things and take objectives.
Dire's top tower
As
is
Bristleback,
under attack.
at this point in the game, you just have to find that farm.
I will say, this was a Earth Spirit behind by way more than this, and has kind of caught up a little bit. The deficit's not as bad at the moment.
Yep, some nice rotations, but also the case that
Dire's
of
top
Maureen
tower is under attack.
moving on the map, while Earth Spirit is just farming the enemy jungle and sometimes even his own. So there is a huge difference in the playstyle and how
Radiant's
much
bottom
pressure
tower is under
these two are
attack.
putting on the map at the moment.
Radiant structures are
Bottom
fortified.
tier 1 getting low, almost taken out by Lorenoff, who has that blade mail recipe coming through.
Radiant's
Could
bottom
be
tower
the extra
has
bit of
fallen.
damage they need, and of course as time goes by that Magnetize gets a little bit stronger. Now they've also got the burst damage from this Lion to hit a roll to get the control. That could be enough for a kill. Whitemon, he has level 6, has hook shot. These
Dire's
cogs gonna
middle
be an
tower
annoyance
is
for
under
Amar.
Dire's
but nobody else is
structures
here.
are fortified.
Maureen, he's the one that they're going on, but he's got that shield rune. This truly isn't an easy kill, even
Dire's
with the
middle
finger.
tower is under attack.
Can they get there? Roll to start. Swashbuckle hook shot, it's all off the mark. And now the shield crash, but the cogs, they have the stun. Thinking about the Rolling Thunder, but there's the Earth Spike. They'll follow it up with a Hex. They start to disengage. Amar looking to at least find some control, but the Geomagnetic Grip is there to silence him up as Tundra, despite the fact that that initiation was pretty botched, they get out without losing anybody.
And they should be very happy with how everything ended, considering they absolutely whiffed the initiation.
They would have loved to have these stacks.
Maybe this is an opportunity for them to bring everyone, contest them. Whitemon is definitely here. He is trying, but he is kind of alone for now.
He's alone, but is this the start of something for Tundra? They lose Whitemon, they've gotten the magnetized. Do they want to continue? 33 tucked in the corner, and he's dead already. They bought back on Whitemon. They'll find this Shadow Fiend. The arena's down, the spear connects.
Oh, he gets a triple.
The Requiem in Death takes out Whitemon and Lauren because of the arena and spear. Whoa.
Yeah, and they're
Amar.
still kind of hunting. I'm not sure if Nightfall is a kill here, though. You don't have the damage, you don't have the control, but you lose the Ancients and you lose 3 of your heroes. Skiller is very happy with the result of this gank and the invasion of the triangle. The buyback on the dieback, I should say, on the Clockwork on top of everything else is terrible for Tundra.
Whitemon buying back and then being asked a question by Malrine, but the last time they all chatted, that's when the game went poor.
I feel like one thing that maybe could have been better for Tundra is if Medusa TP'd a bit earlier. You pop that ulti and you play off of it. But of course, as a Medusa right now, all you want to be doing is farming, not necessarily joining all these fights.
Yeah, not near the top of the net worth here for the Medusa. Actually, the bottom of the cores currently. This is a long road for Medusa to kind of get back to where they'd be happy.
I like your diplomacy, by the way. He's not really near the top of the course.
You know, he's...
That's true, correct?
Yeah, it's very true. Now he's towards the bottom of the cores, but I'm trying to keep it diplomatic if I can.
Yeah, Mars is not trying that because he's got the Blink Dagger, and who's next is basically the question, as the map is absolutely open for Falcons. Whitemon might not be the best, but...
Can he hook shot away? Yes, he can. TP out and away.
Very nicely played by Whitemon. That's a break of a smoke, and he doesn't die. Usually, even if you die as a position 5 in that situation, it's all right. But he actually manages to survive. Blink Dagger, by the way, first item on the line, so we're going full old school by Saxa, and it's a good item this game.
We'll see how much it works out for them as they are falling behind more and more as they continue to farm on the side of Falcons. Need this Medusa to kind of get, I would say, 2 more items before ready to go.
The thing is not really about the Medusa. I feel like this is more about the Bristle and the Shadow Demon, maybe.
They've got a connection to the Shadow Demon, and that's a finger kill for Saxa.
Middle tower is under attack.
Bursting down the SD, making sure there's no saves, but Amar, he's in their jungle. And that Rocket Flare will confirm the fact.
They know. How's our Bristle boy doing? 33 on the Bristleback. Does have that Aghanims flying out, so this is pretty big for them. It's not the best timing, of course, and he is still kind of doing all right in comparison to the enemy offering, right? 500 gold above Amar.
Yeah, Mar doesn't have much as this Mars. We've seen some Mars, by the way, with the Blink, and then maybe a Hex soon after. Wonder if that's maybe in the cards.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see. Blink is definitely an option. Maybe some BKB, Hex, Refresher. All of these items are good on him.
Saxa has the Hex. Twin Gate, though, will be 33. The spear connects, and Amar, well, knew he had that kill in the arena. They go to the Rolling Thunder with a Thunderbolt, and here comes the Ogre. You had this Axe, you're trying to fight with it. Now the Stone Gaze, is Nightfall going to be enough? The God's Rebuke, they'll get the kill, and now that's a Stone Gaze wasted.
And they're using the portal back on top. Who's on top? Roshan is, if they wanted to. And this is...
They do want to.
Yeah, this is something they didn't really manage to do the entirety of the last game. First rush for Falcons in 2 games.
This is an easy Aegis. They're shutting down what Tundra are throwing their way.
Yeah, it's pretty good, right? Like you get this Aegis, it buys some time for the BKB to be completed on the Shadow Fiend. You can pressure the map even more because you know that Tundra, they don't really want to be playing aggressively anymore. Even though they have the Aghanims on Bristleback, it's a good chunk of burst damage, but it's not good enough at the moment.
Radiant are scanning.
Mars stuck in that
Radiant's middle
stun
tower is under
animation. Will get unlocked eventually. Ags soon for this Pangolier, and that's going to make things even more difficult for the side of Tundra. Saksa spotted and will be dead in 4 shots from the Shadow Fiend.
Yeah, nice attempt to try and at least deny himself, but SF, this hero is such a tower at this point of the game. He's on top of the net worth charts, 10k net worth, and this isn't his peak form even. The BKB is fine, the Silver Edge is really when he starts to hurt. And what's so cool about Silver Edge this game is, it's like a natural progression for SF anyway, like he likes the item, at least the Shadow Blade. But Silver Edge this game is just way too good for him to skip over. He's gonna go for it.
BKB finally forlorn off. The net worths from the Medusa and the Earth Spirit aren't that bad. One fight, and they're back in it even with